Hello amazing people, it's been a while. Today I have my top 5 tips for the ultimate kick drum. I use personally also for my own productions. And yeah, I would say we jump into Ableton Live and I start with the first one. So here in Ableton Live I've opened again a project of mine, so let's play it a bit. So yeah, that's pretty it. The kick I've used is from my own sample pack from Muse. The link you will find down below. There's also a free one, so definitely grab this one if you haven't yet. Then I will make a loop right here and let's give focus on the slow end group. So we start with the kick 2. Which is, I would say, my body kick. So my first tip I go for kick drums is to get your dynamics under control. And what I mean by that is to use a compressor on your kick drum so you reduce the dynamic range of it and get more hearable. For that I love to use the PRESSWERK, which is a pretty versatile compressor from Yuhi. And the thing is, there are also these vintage compressors like the 1176 or the API 2500, which are well known for being used on kick drums. And these are also like very nice compressors. But I like go with the PRESSWERK very often because it's like a nice combination of a modern compressor and also vintage one. So you have like, you can get a pretty nice color of this compressor, but you have also a lot of, I would say, modern options to use. So yeah, you can set this up pretty precise and still get a characteristic sound out of it. So if you check the PRESSWERK, you know, there are also some presets. So we can also go with the 1176, you know, and get this characteristic sound, like I said before. So if we just listen to the kick drum without the compressor. Now I turn it on. Also this nice extra punch to the kick drum, and yeah, definitely a big recommendation. Use compressors on your kick drum. I also can use the 1176 as a comparison for that. Let's close this one. Just a bit of compression, you know, you can leave even both. So I really recommend to use some type of compressor on your kick drum to get the dynamics under control. This one's already a bit compressed, so you cannot hear like a huge difference between it, but you get this little extra punch and compress your dynamics a bit. And yeah, so this is definitely my first tip. The second one is, as you can see already here, is to use EQ on your kick drums and clean up and cut frequencies you don't want. So If I play the stage drum, I have a lot of information which I don't want. So I go for and cut right here because I will use a second kick as a layer. So if you have this in mind, you can just go and cut off the high frequencies because I don't need the information because I get the information from the other kick. If you don't use a second kick, you can just go for a shelf EQ and get a bit rid of this click, which I don't like that much, but still keep some information at the upper harmonics. And I also was going for a little dip right here because it was just too much on the 100 Hertz. And then as you can see here, you still have a lot of shit information in the low end which you don't want. So that's why I go for the Q3 and cut off all these shit going below 38 Hertz because I just don't want it, and clean up the kick so you get a clean low end, compress it afterwards so you press it more together. And if you just put everything in one group, you just get a more powerful and cleaner kick. So if you clean up your kick before you go into the group. So yeah, the low cut is also pretty important for, let's say, bigger sound systems, because if you have a nice sound system and you have a lot of shit going on down here, it gets muddy, it gets not enjoyable. So get rid of that, you don't want it, trust me, and cut the shit off your kick. So if we have these two things, I would say we continue for the next one, and this is the length of the kick. So the length of the kick, as you can see here, is a pretty long kick. Let's record it. I will take a new one right here and just record the kick. So as you can see here, there is not a lot of space left for, let's say, bass or something. And I mean, in this slow genre, you can go for a bit longer kicks. It depends always like on the BPM, you know. If you have a faster BPM, you should have a shorter kick because the music is faster, so there is like no enough space or not enough time to play a longer kick, you know what I mean? So get a shorter kick if you have a faster music, and you can get a longer kick if you have like enough space if you go with a slower BPM. So in this case, there is still some space left for a bass line, and the kick length is also very important for your bass to know, so you can adjust your sidechain based on the length of the kick. So this is like, I would say, the fourth tip I can give to you. So the third one is to take care of the kick length itself, so you have still enough space for a bass line or whatever. And this fourth one is, if you have some space left, adjust the sidechain to the kick length. So if I go to my sidechain right here, you know, you can do this also with your compressor or whatever. Like the kick length itself, let's loop it right here. It sounds like this, but you can go like, if your kick is shorter and you have some space, you can even adjust it, you know what I mean? Now it gets muddy because the kick is too long and the bass sidechain is too short. Now the kick have enough space to hit and the bass is coming afterwards. So adjust your sidechain based on your kick. So let's move to the next one, and this is I would say, layering. So if you have multiple kick drums like I do, I usually take an EQ and just go for the information I need. So in this case, I've told you that I don't want these upper information from this kick drum, so I get another one from the first one because I like the click more of this. So I just EQ the rest. The other kick have enough space in this frequency spectrum to get kick, and this one, like as you can see here, they are playing exactly in the opposite way. This extra kick is like very important for the upper harmonics to be also heard on a not so good sound system, but also to give that extra click so the kick is like filling out the whole spectrum. It's very important for get an extra energy. I mean, if you know all these steps and just want to go for some softer kick, you definitely can go. But in this case, I just want to have some click going on and make the kick more hearable. So I was going for a top kick, and yeah, they're matching pretty well. So the most important one is to EQ each other, make some space for them. I mean, there are also some techniques which are just layer kick drums over kick drum, but you always need to take care of like phasing issues and stuff like this. So if there are no phasing issues at all, you can layer them, and if you need some extra bass or something, you can also go for this one. The second technique I use for layering kick drums is not by separating them for frequencies like I did now here, but separating them through, like, let's say, transient, body, tail. So I've recorded this kick drum, and I will record also the other one to showcase you what I mean. So if I go with the first kick drum and just record it right here. So I have some click now here, but let's turn this shit off and record it again. Right, so now I have my transient right here, and now I can just go for this one and definitely turn this shit off. Okay. You know, and because I want the beginning of this kick drum, I just take the transient of this kick drum, take the rest of the other one, and just combine them together. And now I have the transient of the first one, and this is basically my new kick drum with the transient of the first one and the body and tail from the second one. So this is also another layering technique. Let's give it a listen. Fuck yourself. You have a completely new kick drum with another transient and stuff like this, so you can combine kicks like this together. And yeah, this was like my two techniques on layering kick drums. So yeah, this is it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty fast tips and tricks, but very helpful and very important to get your kick drums work. And yeah, if you have any questions or something, let me know in the comments down below. There are also some links down below for the sample packs or plugins I used in this video right now for making all these sounds. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel so don't miss out any valuable tips in the future. And see you in the next video.